G'day guys, MAT5 here, and today I'll be reviewing Life is Strange. So Life is Strange is a point-and-click interactive drama with a supernatural-like twist that was developed by Dontnod Entertainment that I reviewed on the PlayStation 4. This is yet another episodic series that has been split up into 5 episodes, with the main gameplay focusing on interactive drama. And surprisingly, an interactive drama not developed by Telltale Games or Quantic Dreams. Life is Strange tells the story of Maxine Caulfield, a young photography student who witnesses a shooting in the school bathroom, and at that moment somehow she is gifted with the ability to rewind time. So with her newfound ability, she sets out to make things right, and for the rest of the day uses her ability to help her in everyday situations. So for the moment, I must say I'm not entirely sure where the story is going. I mean, there is a situation that does arise by the end of the episode, but I'm not entirely sure where the story is going for future episodes, but I must say I am interested. So when you first get dropped into this game, you are surrounded by characters, and it may take you a while to understand who's who. But if you do get confused, there is a lot of information about characters and Max's thoughts contained in her journal. I enjoyed the voice acting in this game, but the facial animations and lip syncing, yeah, not so much. Actually, the visuals in general for a lot of the time is pretty underwhelming, mostly because it seems to lack any real detail. The game does use similar cel-shaded graphics that Telltale use for their games, but with a lot less detail and is less noticeable. So the majority of this episode is set in Max's school, and it is filled with drama. This is not a kid-friendly school. From bullying to porn videos. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to go to this school, but it definitely makes for an interesting environment to explore. So gameplay-wise, you get an over-the-shoulder perspective as you move around the environment, look at a lot of objects, to hear Max's thoughts about them, and talk to a lot of people. I generally enjoyed these conversations to learn more about the school and its students, and I enjoy hearing Max's thoughts on everything. Compared to a Telltale game, there is not a lot when it comes to conversation decisions, but more focuses on how and when you want to use your rewind ability. At any time, at the touch of a button, you can rewind time for a short period. This is mostly used to rewind back to the start of a conversation and used for some very basic puzzles. So for example, you can talk to someone, learn something, rewind time, talk to the same person again, and use what you've learnt to your advantage to learn even more or get the information that you need. Like I said, there is a couple of little puzzles besides the conversations that you use your ability for, but it's very basic stuff and it won't test your mind, as Max is pretty good at guiding you forward. Now, I like this idea. I think the rewind ability is promising, but in this first episode it can be a bit underwhelming, I thought. I mean, it is mostly used to rewind conversations, so you choose a different option, so this makes decision making way too easy. When you play a Telltale game or anything like that, you only have a couple of seconds to make a game-changing decision, but in Life is Strange, all you have to do is rewind time to change your decision. It just kind of takes the fun out of it. Then again, I did like how there are a lot of decisions to make, and I am really interested to see how it affects future episodes. I just think they need to think more about how this rewind ability can be used, like more complicated puzzles, for example. So besides conversations, walking around interacting with objects and solving simple puzzles, there really isn't much else, and there is no action at all, which is quite common for these types of games to help mix things up. It's a pretty ballsy move to have no action or anything like that, but I actually like it because they have a focused plotline and they don't want to ruin it by trying to throw in an action sequence or something. I mean, come on, she's only a school student. Oh, and finally, I love the soundtrack in this game. Some great licensed songs in there, and even a song that I recognised from an Australian band. That was pretty cool. So in the end, Life is Strange is a strange game, but it's an interesting one. I am interested in Max and her newfound ability, and how it will affect her in future episodes. And there is a huge cast of interesting characters with different backstories and personalities. So I will be definitely sticking around to see how it all ends, and to see if the game mixes things up in future episodes. It is unfortunate that there are a fair few downfalls. The bottom line is, if you don't like the characters or the school environment and teenagers and all that stuff, you're really not gonna like this game. For now, I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt that it's trying something new, and I love that. It mixes things up. I just think they need to think more about how the rewind ability can be used in future episodes, and maybe fix up the visuals. It's hard to take a story-driven game seriously when the characters' faces barely move. So for the first episode of Life is Strange, Strange, I give it a 7 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, I really did enjoy Life is Strange. It is different, it is ballsy, and it has interesting characters. But with no set-in-stone plotline, very little in terms of gameplay to mix things up, and very underwhelming visuals, it makes for a hard game to recommend to everybody. If you don't like the characters and Max herself, then you're most likely not going to enjoy this game. But you never know, it may pick up in future episodes, and I will be sticking around to see how things turn out for poor Max. I will be reviewing the game again once I have played every single episode, but for an initial impression of the game's first episode, it's hard to recommend for everybody. But what did you guys think of Life is Strange? Do you think this game is a welcome addition to the interactive drama, and what did you think of the rewind ability? And if you have any questions about the game, remember to leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And if you like this review, remember to like me on Facebook or subscribe to me on YouTube if you want to see more. And thank you very much guys for watching my review of Life is Strange. It is without a doubt a strange game, but there's something about it I like. I like Max, I like the characters. They're interesting, they have a realistic sort of thing to them that I like some of them have dark, secrets that we don't know about yet, or they do have dark secrets that I find interesting and want to learn more about. It's just little things like that, the characters really sold this game to me. So I'm really interested to see future episodes, and I can't wait until I can review this game again after I've done all the episodes. Alright, MAT5 is bloody out of here.